I want to talk about remote viewing. It's real. It's happening. I don't know how. I don't know the logistics, but I personally know that it's very real. And I've been wondering, do all targeted individuals have to deal with this, or is it just happening to some of us? You know, I don't know. I can only personally speak for me. But it's weird. The people who are in charge of this, it's like they can see what we see through our eyeballs. Again, sounds crazy. I am fully aware. But I know it's true. And the best way for me to explain this is to just tell you what happened and how I know that it's real. The first time that I noticed this was happening was whenever I was in rehab. My roommate asked me if I would grab something for her out of her drawer. And I said, sure. So I went into our room and I opened her drawer and I looked in it and I was like, girl, because it was a mess. There was stuff everywhere. It was really disorganized. There were all sorts of opened food containers, which was a big, big no-no in that rehab. But of course, I didn't say anything about it. I just shut the drawer and brought her what she needed. Not even 10 minutes later, here comes some of the people that worked in the rehab. They made us all wait in the common room while they went into the bedrooms and did a room sweep, I think is what they called it. They were basically looking for, things that shouldn't be there. And whenever they get done looking through the rooms, they come back in the common room, and one of the employees, she marches directly to my roommate and says, why is your drawer such a mess? Why do you have all that open food in there? Basically ripped her a new one. And that was that. But I remember thinking, how weird is that? How weird was I just looking at her drawer and thinking the same thing to myself, and I never spoke it out loud, but then here they come, military style, So that time, it was weird, and I could feel there was something funky about it, but, I try not to allow for myself to be too ridiculously paranoid, so I didn't think about it again. I didn't think about it again until it happened again. The second time was at the sober living that I was staying at before here. I was talking to a roommate there one day, and I noticed that she had this white powdery substance near her nose. And, we were a bunch of recovering addicts. I know what it means whenever someone has got some white substance around their nose. But I also knew this girl, and I really believed that she was still clean. I didn't think that she was doing anything she shouldn't have been doing. So I kept it to myself. Again, I didn't say anything about it out loud. Not even 30 minutes later, here comes some employees from the sober living pulling up. They were freaking the hell out. They put us on a no-gag order. We couldn't speak. They lined us up in the front yard in front of the apartment. And they made us shake our pockets out, shake our bras out. You know, it was like we were being interrogated by the law. That's exactly what it felt like. And one of the employees, they look at my roommate and they're like, "You, upstairs, now." And they took her upstairs and they made her take a drug test, which I was correct. She was clean. Turns out it was just makeup. But my point of that story, that's when I knew. That's when I knew that there's something to this remote viewing. Because there is no way in hell that that was just happenstance or coincidence that they rolled up to our apartment and she was the only one that they made take a drug test. There's no way. So, how crazy is that? And I mean, what an invasion of privacy. I say it all the time. If you are truly targeted, you don't have privacy. Like, it literally doesn't exist. You don't have a single thought that is private with yourself. And apparently, you can't even see anything that is private with yourself. So when you add that with the hidden cameras and the recording devices, it's just disgusting. There are prisoners on death row who have more freedom than we do. It's wild. I know. It's so wild, it's damn near unbelievable, huh? But it's true. And if you know, you know.